Welcome friends to another video, welcome to another review. Let's talk about the house of Tom Ford and let's talk about a very well-known fragrance in the fragrance community, a legend if you want, Black Orchid EDP. There is also an EDT variant which is discontinued at this moment, and the main difference between these two fragrances is the fact that the EDT leans feminine while the EDP is a unisex fragrance. That's why this is a fragrance that's loved a lot by a lot of men, especially men who love luxury, who love opulence, who love, let's say, well-built or well-crafted fragrances. Black Orchid EDP is a fragrance that came to the market in 2006 and was created by a company called GaVo, and it's a very interesting take on a floral, fruity, earthy, dark, sweet at the same time fragrance. Let's talk about the composition because it's quite interesting. It's quite heavy. It has a lot of notes inside. We have in the top notes truffle, gardenia, blackcurrant, ylang ylang, jasmine, bergamot, mandarin, and Amalfi lemon. In the heart we get orchid, spices, again gardenia, fruity notes, ylang ylang, jasmine, lotus, and plum. And in the base we have chocolate, patchouli, vanilla, incense, amber, sandalwood, vetiver, and white musk. So quite a heavy composition with a lot of ingredients. Depending on your skin's chemistry, you're gonna feel some of these ingredients and you won't feel others. So it strictly depends on each and everyone's skin's chemistry what you're gonna get from this note breakdown. On my skin, I do get some very interesting accords. I do get the truffle, a lot of truffle actually. I do get also the so-called orchid or black orchid accord, because in real life this accord doesn't exist. This is where GaVo came and introduced this so-called black orchid scent. I do get also a lot of fruity notes, and I also get a lot of floral notes, especially the gardenia and the jasmine. But I also get a lot of chocolate. I do get the vanilla, and I also get the amber, the sandalwood, and the vetiver. So there are a lot of notes out of this composition that perform on my skin, that come to life on my skin. And to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of Black Orchid. I am not a, let's say, a huge follower of this fragrance, but I do enjoy wearing it. And mainly I'm wearing this fragrance at special events, at special occasions, because it's best suited for this type of scenario. It's best suited for a well-dressed man at an important event, because the scent itself is quite opulent, it's quite luxurious if you want, and it does provide a lot of, let's say, attention to the wearer coming from other people. Therefore, this is an interesting fragrance. I get the, let's say, dirty or earthy, better said, vibes coming from the truffle, combined with the gardenia, combined with the jasmine, combined also with the fruity notes. I get a lot of sandalwood, I get a lot of vanilla, a lot of amber at the same time. I also get the chocolate in this composition. Therefore, for me, this is a fragrance that leans quite a lot on the unisex side of things. But throughout wearing it, throughout its life on my skin, this is a fragrance that shifts its behavior from, let's say, unisex to sometimes feminine to sometimes masculine. And this is what happens throughout the whole wearing period on my skin or even on textile. So it isn't, let's say, a linear scent, not in terms of gender and not in terms of smell. It does develop quite a lot throughout its wearing. That's why I actually love and enjoy wearing it. When it comes to performance, this isn't a monster fragrance for me. At least it isn't my case. I've seen a lot of people saying that this is a fragrance that performs like no other. They get monstrous longevity, projection, and also sillage. It isn't the case with me. It's not a bad fragrance, don't get me wrong. It's a very good fragrance. Just that for me, it doesn't fall in that category of, let's say, monster fragrances. I get very good longevity with Black Orchid EDP on me. I also get very strong projection for the first 3 hours, I would say. Then it starts to tone down. And I get excellent sillage with this one. For me, Black Orchid EDP is a fragrance for, I would say, moderate to low temperatures. It's best suited for spring, for fall, and especially in winter time when temperatures are quite low. This is the best scenario for me to wear this fragrance. This is when it works at best on my skin. A very interesting fragrance, nonetheless. It deserves, if you want, the hype that it gets in the fragrance community, with the small mentioning of the performance that I don't get with it on my skin. So other than that, this is a very, very good fragrance to have in your collection, especially if you love opulent fragrances, because this one truly manages to give you that vibe of opulence, to give you that vibe of richness, if you want, to give you a solid vibe of good taste coming from the wearer. As I said, this is marketed as a female fragrance, but in reality it's a unisex fragrance, and throughout the wearing it shifts from feminine to unisex to masculine and backwards. Therefore, I'm going to say that it's a unisex fragrance, best suited for men and for women, but not necessarily for younger crowds. I do see this one being a fragrance more for the mature noses, for crowds with experience, with a lot of experience when it comes to this type of fragrances and this type of compositions. Therefore, this is, if you want, the group age that I'm recommending and the type of consumers that I'm recommending Black Orchid EDP. Also, I would say this is a fragrance best suited for semi-formal and especially formal occasions, formal events, dressed up really nice with a suit and tie and whatnot. It's very alluring, it's very sensual, it's very delicious, it's very mysterious at the same time when it comes to how it smells, how it performs, and especially this is a head turner. Trust me, you cannot go wrong with Black Orchid EDP when you are wearing this fragrance. You're gonna get noticed immediately by the people surrounding you. Quite on, let's say, the expensive side of things when it comes to pricing about Black Orchid EDP, but in my honest opinion, it's worth every single penny. And this is one of those fragrances that you really need to have in your collection, especially if you are a collector. Huge recommendation from where I sit, but as always, do buy a decant or a sample, wear it a couple of times, see how it performs on your skin, see what you get in terms of accords or notes from the composition, see how good it is for you and your taste, and only afterwards go ahead and purchase a full bottle or not. The money is yours, the decision is yours. The only thing that I can do as a real-life consumer is to buy it, to wear it, to own it, and afterwards to come in my videos and give you my feedback based on my personal experience with this product or any other type of products that I purchase. So in the end, you decide what's best for you. But as I said, I highly recommend it. This is high-class stuff. This pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you in the next one. As always, be safe, be good, and remember, smell good, feel good. Peace.